All right, all right. Good morning, good morning. Um, Good morning. So, yesterday, first of all, how are you? Put hi in the chat if you're here with me. Say hi, say hi. Um, Yesterday we got a chance to talk about communicating our stories through social media and how to bring our audience, everybody, into the process of our songs, into the process of our albums that we're promoting for our crowdfund, into the process of promotion. Really, something I love about crowdfunding is you're going to have to learn this skill anyway. You might as well get paid to learn it with your friends and family who love you anyway, with your fans who love you anyway. And this is the great thing about crowdfunding. You're going to do this work anyway. Why not get paid on the front end? And yesterday we talked about that. So if you are curious on how to convey your story, who you are, your album to an audience in like short social media clips or even emails, definitely tune into the replay yesterday. We talked a lot about that. Today, we're going to be talking about, and say hello if you're here with me. Say hello. I want to hear from you. Oh, Chanel Rowe. Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the blessings. I received that. I received that. Chanel, are you an artist? Would love to know if you have any questions for me since you're on here live. Feel free to type them in the chat. If you have any questions around how to convey your story through copy and social media, definitely comment on the chat. And today, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the battle within, the things that take us out of the game. And I've been talking to, I had an artist who signed up with me, had all these things happen in their life, circumstances, hard things. Anyone ever, does that happen to anyone where they make a decision to do something out of their comfort zone and new, and then all these things in life just start piling up and happening to them? Does that happen to anyone else? Has that ever happened to you? I want to let you know you're not alone in that. It's not just you. It's usually something we call resistance. And I'm going to be talking about uh, the the one of my favorite books of all time that has really helped me overcome a lot of the resistance to being brave and to doing hard things. And so it's called The War of Art: Winning the Inner Creative Battle by Stephen Pressfield. And it is insane how relatable it is, as well as empowering. And so I want to read a few quotes from this. So if you're someone who's been feeling fear, if you're someone who's been feeling like they're not enough, if you have been feeling blocks to receiving finances into your life. I know a lot of artists I talk to, they're like, oh my gosh, 3K is so much money. And I created 5K with no fan base. And I'm like, you have a fan base. How can 3K be a stretch? You have got this. But they don't have the communication skills or the mindset. These are the two first things you have to deal with. First, the mindset, which is what we're going to talk about today. Second, the communication skills we talked about yesterday, the how to's. And these are real things that keep coming up with clients. So that's why I'm talking about this. So let's talk about the mindset today, how to face the resistance, how to face if you're feeling like you can't receive the funds, if $3,000 is a stretch for you. If you're someone feeling like, oh, this is circumstances keep coming up in my life. You know what I mean? Like if there's all sorts of things happening to you and you're facing resistance, this is the live for you to listen to. So if you're here, definitely say hello. Hey, Lorna. Hey, Emily. Welcome. We're going to be talking about resistance and overcoming that resistance, overcoming fear, overcoming the things that stop us in our mindset. And again, if you didn't get a chance to listen to the live yesterday, we talk about communicating our stories in a way that reveals connection and creates connection with our audience. Today, we're going to be talking about the blocks. And here's one of my favorite quotes from The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. It says, if you find yourself asking yourself and your friends am I really a writer? Am I really an artist? Chances are you are. The counterfeit innovator is wildly self confident. The real one is scared to death. So I want to encourage you, if you're feeling fear, you're an artist. If you're feeling that resistance, you're an artist. I'm telling you, if you're not an artist, you don't even think about it. Right? And I believe that we were all created to create. And on Monique's podcast, we talked about this: creatures were made to create, creatures create. And I really do believe every single one of us has a creative spin on us. But if you're asking yourself, am I really an artist? Am I really a writer? Chances are you are. And if you feel wildly self-confident, you might be in for a humbling experience, because this industry that we're in is filled with a lot of rejection. It's filled with a lot of people who don't like us. And so that is part of stepping into leadership. That is part of stepping into um, influence. That is part of stepping into being a creative, because at the end of the day, someone might reject your creation. Does that mean that you are bad or that you're not good? No, it does not. But a lot of the time, we believe that lie. And so if you're feeling fear, if you're feeling like you're questioning if you're an artist, you're in the right space. Here's another one. Are you paralyzed with fear? That's a good sign. Fear is good. Like self-doubt, fear is an indicator. Fear tells us what we have to do. Remember, one rule of thumb: the more scared we are of a work or calling, the more sure we can be that we have to do it. How cool is that? I mean, it's scary. I know for myself, I've felt very scared of stepping into helping artists crowdfund. In fact, I went through a whole year of self doubt before I really embraced this. I did a workshop year of 2022, and I helped a bunch of artists. And then I went into this spiral of self doubt. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if my story is good enough. I don't know if I am the person to help people with this. And I really spiraled for about a year. Do I think that fear is a bad thing? No, we have to face it, really. And we can't just wave a magic wand and be like, "Okay, fear, you're gone." No, no, no. The process and refinement to facing our fear, that's what makes me a good coach. That's what makes me a good artist. That's what makes me a great leader. And it's the fact that I went through the process, the fact that I faced my fear, that I can actually teach it to you today, and I can actually face these things together. So if you relate with this, go ahead and put it, yes, me too, in the chat. Have you ever been through something hard that had you face your fears and you had came out a different person at the end? Put yes in the chat. All right, here's another one. Our job in this life is not to shape ourselves into some ideal we imagine we ought to be, but to find out who we are already and become it. I tell this all the time. I've been teaching voice for almost 15 plus years. My goal as a instructor, as a teacher, is not to make you sound a certain way as a vocalist, but to bring out your voice that is already there. I've said that for years and years and years, and I will continue to say it. It's the same thing as we're walking into crowdfunding. My goal is not to throw a bunch of scripts at you and be like, okay, communicate like this. My goal is that you would internally process who you are and who you want to become, because I think vision is a huge part of this. And then you step into that yourself. It is your choice. It is your bravery. It is your courage that has to come up to face these things. So if you have ever been through something like that, where maybe you're in that process carving out who you actually are as an artist, if people have told you who you are as an artist and you started doing art that was inauthentic, put me too in the chat. I mean, if that is something that you have faced, congratulations, you are on the road to being an artist. Here's another one. We must do our work for its own sake, not for fortune or attention or applause. Now, I don't know if you have faced this before, but I know I have. I have sat down to write a song and thought about, what sounds good on the top 40 right now. Not a bad thing to think at all. It's kind of a great songwriting exercise, actually, and I help songwriters do that. But if it comes from a place of seeking attention or applause or fortune, we know when we're doing that. We know when it's coming from a place of seeking validation in a negative way, seeking validation in a way that has us define our value. And if we don't get it, we're suddenly bad, right? We know what it's like to do that. And so if you don't, start exploring it. When is it the times when you sit down for validation from others to get your value and your worth, and when are times you sit down to get validation for feedback, which is completely different, which is getting validation and feedback to better yourself, to better your art and your craft, so that you can serve the person in front of you, right? Having a conversation with a person. Have anyone ever had this conversation with someone who just talks at them and they don't give them a chance? They don't give you a chance to talk. That's what social media can feel like sometimes. That's what being an artist can feel like sometimes, if we don't share and receive feedback from the people around us. However, if we do it for fortune, attention, or applause, it is empty. Here's another one. The most important thing about art is to work. Nothing else matters except sitting down every day and trying. And, I think the artist lifestyle is glamorized a lot. The artist lifestyle, the entertainment industry, it's so glamorous. It's so this, it's so that. Actually, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of consistency. It is a lot of rejection. And showing up every day is one of the things that propels me into my career, or propels all my clients into their career. You've got to show up every day and do something, because if we don't, then that's when fear starts creeping in. So if you have stopped taking action on what you said you would do in the next 3 months, if you stop taking action and you're feeling like unmotivated, fearful, feeling like you're not good enough, it's no surprise. It's no surprise, because when we stop taking action, fear can come in. Crippling doubts can come in. And again, when I took that year-long break, having all these doubts, like, oh, can I do it? Can I do this? It just got worse as I kept doing it. And the only thing that got me out of it was hiring a coach and actually getting myself out of the funk and doing the action. And so, again, one of the big reasons why I am a huge person, or a huge coach advocate, because of coaches, I'm not in those loops anymore. I'm not in those downward spirals. And so you don't have to do it by yourself. All right. But taking action every day is absolutely important. The principle of priority states you must know the difference between what is urgent and what is important, and you must do what's important first. So, have you guys ever been in a place of reactivity, where you're just reacting to things, react to this, react to that? It does not feel good, does it? It's so urgent. It's so urgent. When you are taking action from a place of grounded importance, you know what your vision is, you know who you are, you absolutely remind yourself of it every day. When you do that, it's a game changer. When you do what is important and you plan it out. And if you missed the live 2 lives ago, last Wednesday, we went live about how to combat overwhelm and how to not be overwhelmed. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that live, definitely look back on that replay. But there are tools that you can do to do what is important first, and then maybe you'll have time to react. And life happens. Like, I have a lot of clients who family members are in the hospital right now, and that happens. Like, we're human. Like, this is not a perfect world. Absolutely, there are urgent things that come up. But when you live your life out of importance, when you live your life out of mission, when you live your life out of value, that is what you will attract in your life as well. So definitely look at the replay from last week if that's something that you struggle with. If you struggle with things coming up, reacting to them, and overwhelm. Here's another one. This is the other secret that real artists know and wannabe writers don't. When you sit down each day and do our work, power concentrates around us. The muse takes notes of our dedication. She approves. It's very figurative. We have earned favor in her sight. When we sit down and work, we become like a magnetized rod that attracts iron fillings. Ideas come, insights accrete. Have you ever sat down and everything just started flowing? Everything just started coming to you. Like there was that moment of inspiration. That moment of inspiration is the combination of many moments of sitting down and doing the work. Have you ever noticed that pattern? But we don't acknowledge the many moments of sitting down and doing the work. We just acknowledge that one moment of inspiration. Know that have you guys heard this quote? An overnight sensation was 10 years in the making. That is so true. So, on this world of social media and glamorized entertainment, let's be the artist that is mission focused, that is purpose focused, that does what they're called to do, whether anyone's applauding or not, because your calling is more important than any of that. And that's when the muses come, so to speak. Some people, they'll say, the Holy Spirit came and like breathed life. The Holy Spirit came and breathed ideas. And I know for my song that's coming out in the quiet, it's going to be a music video that's coming out on April 16th. That is really a moment in the song. Like I got a spiritual download. I put it in the song, and that song to this day moves people to tears. I mean, it's like people have really strong reactions to it, and that's why I'm doing a music video about it. But the song is the foundation of a music video, right? If the song is not good, it's the music video is not going to be good either. So how is your daily life looking? Are you doing what's important to you? Are you doing what is aligned with your mission? Are you doing busy work? And again, if you missed out, we talked about overwhelm and how to organize your day a few lives ago, 2 lives ago. So definitely watch the replay of last week. All right, last quote, guys, and then we got to go. The artist committing to himself to his calling has volunteered for hell, whether he knows it or not. He will be dining for the duration on a diet of isolation, rejection, self-doubt, despair, ridicule, contempt, and humiliation. What a great one to end on. Maybe I'll read one more. Really, I mean, that's what we just talked about. Not doing it for the applause, not doing it for the entertainment, glamorous social media posts, but doing it because the mission is more important than the ridicule. The mission is more important than the self-doubt. Your mission is more important than contempt and humiliation. And that is what is going to give you courage in the rejected moments. That is what is going to have you be brave when you don't feel like being brave. Anyone else been there where they had to be brave when they did not feel like being brave? And then that in turn gave them more bravery for the next thing. If you have not experienced that yet, it is your time. If you're ready to take the step and actually create a crowdfund or build your audience before the crowdfund, that's what I'm helping artists do right now. If you're someone who is like, I know I need to take the next step in my promotion, I'm ready to do that, but I don't know where to start. I got you. I got your back. Put crowd in the chat, and we can have a talk whether crowdfunding is the next best step for you, or if you need to build your audience up a little bit more, and we can chat about that. So put crowd in the chat if that's you guys. Again, it's not all despair and humiliation, but part of who the people that I want to work with are people who are mission oriented. They have purpose in their life, and no matter what happens, they are committed to their music. They are committed to what they're creating. They are committed to the lifestyle that they have chosen, and they don't go back and forth about it. Like, they are committed, and you show up. So if that's you, if you're someone who's curious about how to fit in crowdfunding into an overall business plan so it profits you, it's not just like one-time cash flow, it's a ongoing kind of cash flow, put crowd in the chat and we can have a chat to see if crowdfunding is the next best step for you, or if you need to build up your audience a little bit more. If you didn't get a chance to hear the live from yesterday, Oh, flame us music. I see you. I see you. Yeah, let's chat for sure. I'll send you a link when we get off the live here. Um, but if you didn't get a chance to listen to the replay yesterday about how to communicate your story and your songs in a way that relates to your audience and pulls them in during a crowdfund or during a promotion, it's the same thing. Definitely watch the live from yesterday. I break it down into the details and put crowd if you're someone who wants to chat with me about seeing if a crowdfund is the next best step for you and your artist business. Because guys, this is a business. We're all about the numbers here. We want it to fit into a plan that profits long term. So definitely put chat or crowd in the chat, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, have a great day. Go get it on this Wednesday. You got this. You are powerful, and I will talk to you.